A Florida principal wanted to help students do better and be better. That's his job, right? But did it turn deadly? This is Hold My Sweet Tea. Hello, and welcome to Just Another Manic Monday. I'm Pearl.
And I'm Holly. And I would really, really like to know why daylight savings time takes such a toll on the human body. Is it the circadian rhythm getting messed up? Like, it literally hits you like a ton of bricks.
Right.
But
If you know why, email us.
Right.
holdmysweetteapodcast@gmail.com because we are messed up.
Like, it doesn't just change the time. It like literally takes a toll on your biological clock.
Yeah.
And for the past couple of days, Pearl and I have been in a shit mood and our bodies hurt.
Yeah. I mean, that's partially because of work, but we're exhausted.
Right.
And my ADHD
mine's been flaring.
has been horrible.
Yes.
There's stuff like I didn't even realize I didn't finish and found it yesterday. And I was like, what was I even doing the other day? Did I do any of my job?
Yeah. I finally had to just sit down the other day because I couldn't focus and do anything at my house. So I was like, I give up. I give up. But
I have said, damn it, Pearl, so many times. So many times.
No, mine is, what the fuck? That's what I'd be screaming all the time.
People around me, I'm glad nobody ever hears me, but maybe you or my daughter, because I'm like always, damn it, Pearl, damn it. What are you doing? What is wrong with you? I know what's wrong with you.
Right. But if it's, if you have the same feeling and it's messed up your rhythm or your day or your week,
or it's ruining your whole life.
Exactly. Let us know, please, because we can't be the only ones that this happens to. Because I remember in fall, when it changed in October, was it October or the beginning of November? We had a couple of rough days because the time changed.
I just have a couple of rough days. All the time.
All the time. Yeah. But this is rough days on top of like really rough days.
Yeah. It's exponentially rougher.
rough men.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. So that's my daylight savings time rant.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it would be nice if they just did away with it.
Yeah, it would be great. I mean, when I moved here, when I was 12 from Arizona, and people were talking about it, I was like, what's daylight savings time?
Right, because they don't do it
They do not do it in Arizona. I had no idea what the hell y'all were talking about.
Like, what do you mean fall back and spring forward?
Y'all crazy.
Right.
And I have suffered since.
Yep. And you're like, it's just an hour, but
it's not.
It's not. It's a whole body, mind, everything reset. And you're like, no.
It has thrown my entire everything off.
All of it.
I've been late when I'm not late because, I still think it's 7:30. And no, it's not. It's 8:30.
Yep. I know.
But now we get to move on.
To Florida?
To a Florida man. who happens to also be, or used to be, a high school principal.
You just love those Florida people, huh?
I think it's funny, a Florida man. That
Right.
always makes me laugh, so.
But and it like raises attention. People are like, "Wait, what?"
A
Because they
what?
want to hear what happened.
What happened?
They're like, "You cannot you definitely can't top the last Florida man." And then all of a sudden, bam! Yes, I can.
I don't know what's going on in Florida,
Mm.
but
It's
y'all
all the
dudes,
sunshine.
the dudes be crazy.
It's all the D, the vitamin D.
Well, I am deficient, so
There we go.
here we are. Is that what's keeping me out of trouble? my vitamin D deficiency.
I don't know. It makes you kind of like lethargic. So
Yeah, it does. I'm too tired to do
Like,
bad things.
No, I really don't feel like going out and doing that.
Yeah. I can't get in trouble if I'm too tired
That's
to get in
right.
trouble.
That's right. That vitamin B12 and that vitamin D keep us out of trouble.
That's right. So we're going to talk about George Kenney. He was the principal of Northport High School. Some reports say from 2001 to 2011. Others say 2006 to 2011. I think the time where he was practicing his hypnosis stuff
Uh-huh.
was 2006 to 2011.
Okay.
So that may be the discrepancy there. Not positive. Don't quote me on it. I did my best,
Right.
but it was just not clear. In what would be the last year of his career as a high school principal, Kenney had performed hypnosis on students, parents, faculty, and family members at the school, at parties outside of school,
Mm-hmm.
and even on field trips.
Oh.
Like he was traveling hypnotherapist.
Right. He's like, hey, let me show you my party trick.
Now, the problem arises in 2011 when 3 students that had participated in this hypnosis died.
Mm.
So the question remains,
Weird.
was the hypnosis to blame? And that is what we're going to explore.
Oh, okay.
So Kenney had been using hypnosis for many years untrained. He had even made podcasts on how to reduce test anxiety and improve athletic performance using hypnosis. He had a website that promoted these techniques, and one of the quotes on his website was, "Banish fear and insecurity from your life."
So he's like, I got the cure for your everything that ails you.
Everything. The first teenager to lose his life was Marcus Freeman. He was a 16-year-old sophomore, and he was the quarterback of the football team, living that quintessential teen life. You know, the football quarterback with the cheerleader girlfriend, all of that.
What is that song called? Unpopular.
Yeah.
If you're Gen X, you know.
Yes. He had started participating in hypnosis before his games because he wanted to be able to tolerate pain during the games. Meaning, he wanted to make sure that even if he got injured, but it wasn't like a serious take him off the field injury because this could end his career
right.
injury or end his life injury. He wanted to make sure that he could just play mildly injured and not be affected by the pain. So he could just stay in the game.
Yeah.
And I will tell you that I watched like part of a documentary on this, and I fell asleep. But it's called Look Into My Eyes. And like people talk about this high school before they go into what happened. And they're like, you know, it was an unremarkable place. Like they weren't winning football games. They weren't like they weren't known for anything really great.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't any of that going on. It was just very typical.
Right.
And But they say when Marcus came and was playing, it changed everything.
They're like, oh, we're winning some games. We're getting a little
we've
popular.
got, like,
yeah.
team member, all the team
Mhm.
members actually felt like a team because they had a good leader
Yeah.
and all of that. But on March 15th, 2011, Marcus and his girlfriend Carly were in Marcus's father's truck. He had gone to the dentist. I don't know what happened at the dentist. It said it was a painful appointment. I'm sitting here going, should he have been the one driving if he just got a procedure done at the dentist?
No.
Probably not. So I just wanted to put that out there.
Mm-hmm.
But Carly recalls that Marcus was all of a sudden just like frozen behind the wheel of the truck. She said his arms were outstretched and he had a very firm grasp on the steering wheel, and that his head tilted slightly back, and it appeared that his eyes had rolled back in his head as well. She said she was screaming at him because they were drifting across the lanes.
Yeah.
And it was like he couldn't hear her.
That sounds more like a seizure than
Yeah. She said
hypnosis.
it seemed like he was in a trance. They ended up going off the road and hitting a tree. But Carly doesn't recall much else as everything went black. And then when she woke up in the hospital is when she learned that Marcus had passed away.
Oh, wow.
Now, within weeks of each other, there were 2 more incidents that happened. 2 more students die. One of those is Wesley McKinley. He was also 16 years old, but he dies by suicide. He was a well-liked kid, but he was like into like BMXing and those competitions. But he was like, they all say he was really humble. Some people said he was the selfie king and that he had like really great hair. He had like Justin Bieber hair,
right.
that wispy
right
do. And he was also a talented guitarist.
Oh, okay.
So he had a audition at Juilliard, which would have happened had he not died the day before. By all accounts, he was happy. No one said he seemed sad, depressed, or anything of that nature. The only thing that anybody knew was obviously that he was feeling a little anxious about his audition. His mom says that he came home, walked in the house, set down his book bag that day, and was telling her that friends were coming over. She was asking what time. He didn't answer. She said he just walked basically in one door and went right back out the other. So he goes out the back door, doesn't respond to her at all. Then all of a sudden she hears sirens. And apparently there was a abandoned house nearby where they found him and he had hung himself inside this abandoned house.
Oh, gosh.
Now, Dr. Kenney, as he's referred to, acknowledged that the day before the teen had committed suicide, he had in fact hypnotized him.
So this is some dark psychological stuff, like coercion and mind control.
But is it? That's the question here.
I mean, I think you can like manipulate and persuade somebody and put that thought in their mind, kind of like an NLP.
Well, I mean, like they talked about a JROTC trip where they had done this hypnosis for fun at the hotel.
Yeah.
And that he had actually convinced one kid that he was putting sunscreen on. And when he came out of hypnosis, he had lipstick smeared all over his face. Mm-hmm. There was another kid he convinced that when he tried to go to his room, he was going to be challenged and couldn't really find it because all the numbers would appear in Chinese.
Yeah.
And the kid admits to wandering around for like 20 minutes, not knowing where the
Because,
heck his room was because of this hypnosis. So,
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
mean,
and
it
can
is
happen.
of a suggestive nature.
Right. And I just finished the Dark Psychology Manipulation
Mm-hmm.
audiobook, and they talk about that a lot in there about, hypnotists, how they can, have groups of people and they do funny things or whatever, but they can use it as a manipulation technique and have them do things. But is it a thing where, at this trigger point, you'll do this?
Right.
Absolutely.
And that's the thing. Did he set triggers for kids? Nobody knows, because most of these were like personal
sessions
with these kids.
Yeah, I think so.
And he used to only do groups, so it transitioned to just one-on-one.
So he could say or do what he wanted to do, and nobody was the wiser.
Yeah. A spokesman for the school district told ABC News that when the executive director of Sarasota High Schools had learned about what he was doing there, he had told Kenney to restrict the hypnosis to psychology class and that he could only hypnotize students with parental permission.
I would say so too. Like, you shouldn't be alone with them anyway.
And this was before these kids had these one-on-ones with him. Now, the principal himself was well-liked and had a lot of student support. A former student from the class of 2007 was one of many parents and students who posted on Facebook in support of the principal, stating, quote, "Dr. Kenney was a great guy who helped me out a lot." He continued to say that many students volunteered to be hypnotized, even at his own graduation party, stating it was fun and nothing serious. They just did silly things.
Right, until you take it to a dark place and start doing these like suggestions and stuff.
A former coworker of Kenney's recalled, quote, "He's not really the type of person who would try to harm a child."
And that's exactly the type of person that probably would.
Right? My opinion. The only training that Kenney received was at the Omni Hypnosis Training Center in Florida. And director Gerald King would tell ABC News that the program was 100 hours of training that included all safety and parameters. He would comment on Kenney specifically as a person, saying, quote, "He was terrific. He was one of the most compassionate people I ever met. He felt it was, quote, ludicrous to think that hypnosis could have led to a teenager's suicide."
Well, I mean, yeah, it is like a legitimate therapeutic use, and you can use it for, like you said, pain management or breaking habits or doing something funny. But when
people
you take
do it to quit smoking all the time.
But, when you focus on the darker aspects of it, then it's a application for control. You're controlling people.
So it was claimed that Kenney had actually taught Marcus, the football player, how to self-hypnotize. And that is why his girlfriend believed that he had to have been in a trance when he drove off the highway. It was also suggested that Kenney's treatments left Wesley and another student, 17-year-old Brittany Palumbo, vulnerable. Brittany was a senior and was struggling with some test anxiety. Like, she wasn't scoring well. And so, like, her SATs were low. She was upset. She was having a hard time getting into college because of it.
Putting too much pressure on herself. And
probably, like, stressed herself to the max. And so she participates in some hypnosis. And it said, actually, that she retests after, and it didn't. Her scores were still not any better.
Yeah.
But her best friend had said that Brittany never showed any signs of depression before being hypnotized. And so, of course, she's still living with the question, did the hypnosis cause her to want to kill herself?
Yeah.
Because she came home from school told her parents, I'm going to take a nap. They try to go tell her, dinner's ready, whatever, trying to get her to come out of the room. And when she doesn't answer, they go into her room and they found that she had hung herself in her walk-in closet.
So then you're running into, well, this is a little bit coincidental.
Right. So now we have 3 kids dying under weird circumstances. So Kenney gets charged in 2012 with practicing therapeutic hypnosis without a license, and he pleads no contest. So he serves a year on probation but doesn't do any jail time. Now, the reason he did this way is so that he could retire and keep his benefits. So he could still keep his retirement. Because if he were convicted of a felony, he would lose all benefits.
Oh, of course.
A wrongful death suit was filed against the school board, and those 3 families each receive a $200,000 settlement from the school board. And most of the details up until the point that this lawsuit occurred came from either people who supported Kenney or families of the teens that had passed away. So the Herald Tribune had obtained testimony from this lawsuit that appears to paint a pretty clear picture of an admin untrained in mental health was just seeking to hone his hypnosis techniques.
Right. He's like, oh, here's all these vulnerable children with their
That I can practice
prefrontal
on.
cortex hasn't even developed. Let me manipulate them.
And that's what I was about to say. Their brains are not fully developed. There's things that are still thickening and all this other stuff while you're a teenager. Makes them very susceptible, very easy to hypnotize.
That's their dumb years where they're very easily influenced.
Right.
I've been
That's
there.
Why all the crazy stuff happens while you're a teenager. And your parents are like, what is wrong with you? Well, my brain's not finished.
Right. Even up into your early 20s, you're still like, bah.
Nah, it's crazy. So deposition findings show that Kenney himself testified that he had only 5 days of hypnosis training in a formal classroom setting, but he had performed hypnosis on students, parents, and staff members for 3 years before he went to this training.
Wow.
He stated that he had initially learned how to hypnotize people by watching DVDs.
I taught my infant, how to do sign language by watching a DVD when he was little. He turned to a toddler and he could do sign language, but
he ain't messing with people's brains.
That ain't messing with people's brains.
Yeah. And then he admits that he did not know that hypnosis could be harmful in situations where someone may be depressed, and that he never even asked any of these students about their medical or mental health before hypnotizing them.
BS, and you should be held 100% accountable. And that's my opinion. Let me throw that in
But
there.
he didn't even get charged with anything for that. He literally just pled no contest to practicing therapeutic hypnosis without a license. So, the Washington Post has a little article that said, hypnotizing someone with underlying mental health issues can cause problems. And the Tampa Bay Times reports on this in 2011. And this is a quote out of the Tampa Bay Times. If a student or person is needing something to help them relax, there's usually some underlying issue causing that anxiety, and they probably should see a mental health professional. This is a quote from Richard Spana, a Tampa psychologist. So he's the one saying they need to seek some mental help, not get hypnotized.
Right.
But anyway. This issue in working with hypnosis is that there can be latent things that are triggered like past experiences and memories, and the patient can have a bad reaction. Does hypnosis cause suicide in and of itself. That is not really likely, says Dr. Spanna. Can it trigger some sort of mental health problem that was dormant? Yes.
Yes. But it also, did he record these sessions? Did he, to say what he exactly said? Probably not. So therefore, his power of suggestion, you can gaslight somebody while they're under hypnosis. Hypnosis. You can, coerce them into things that they think when they wake up is real. So you're using like neuro-linguistic programming and a trigger point. So when that trigger point happens, they can revert to something else.
Right. And like, they said there was like no signs that any of these like teenagers were experiencing any like suicidal ideation. And like they all seemed to be seeking help for things that were simple enough, like not directly related to something like that, but were they being completely truthful as to where their anxiety was coming from? Or I just want to use this self-hypnosis so that I can not be in pain during my football stuff. And then, I mean, does that lead you to believe he left a painful dentist appointment and that he would be silly enough to self-hypnotize during driving? Like when I said he shouldn't have been driving at all. But if he was using hypnosis to control pain, did he think that it was okay to do it during driving because he was hypnotized before his football games?
Right.
Like, should you really be teaching a kid how to self-hypnotize?
No.
So does that still kind of make it your fault?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, but that is the question that remains, and people continue to go back and forth on that issue. Did his private sessions of hypnosis lead to these other two kids killing themselves? We won't know. I guess we don't know. We won't know. Because they can't tell us if...
Like I said, he wasn't like a licensed... Was he a licensed hypnotist? Or he was a recreational hypnotist?
Yeah, he had gone to that class. And that was 100 hours / 5 days and learned off a DVD. So the only formal training was that class, but he was not a licensed therapeutic hypnotist.
Right. So therefore, he is still at fault for negligence because he performed these things on undeveloped or underdeveloped minds and
and I understand
persuaded.
Like, the school's stance on that situation is kind of bothersome to me. Like, if you know that he's been doing this for several years without a license, and then you tell him, oh, keep it to psychology class and only if the parents allow it, I don't think it should have been allowed at all.
No, like, not at all.
Cool party trick, dude. Don't do it at school.
Yeah, go do these to your adult friends if they are willing and and understand like what's going on.
Right.
Not to
people with fully formed brains.
Yeah, kids
do that.
That don't
all
know
the
what
parts
you're doing.
Are fully formed. Yeah, everything's thickened. Everything's what it's supposed to be, so that you make rational decisions. Like
it should have never been allowed at school.
Should not have been at school, guys.
Nope.
So tell us what you think.
Yeah.
You can send those responses to holdmysweetteapodcast@gmail.com.
And if you have ever been hypnotized, let us know like your experience. And if you have like a weird or cool or whatever, send that in for Sweet Tea After Dark because we can read that on.
Tell us the story about your friend who got hypnotized and you watched.
Yep. Whether it was funny or creepy or he said something really like, whoa, like what is that? Let us know. That'd be great.
Yeah. Did he have some sort of stir of echoes situation happen?
Right.
I love that movie, by the way.
That is such a good movie.
So, yeah. Tell us.
Yes.
And we will have a Sweet Tea After Dark episode this coming Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
And I know y'all impatiently waiting for the next, right?
Right. And sending those letters in real quick, like emails.
Yep. Send them.
So we can read them on the pod.
Again, that email address, because I know that's got to be the reason. I'm not saying it enough.
Yeah.
holdmysweetteapodcast@gmail.com.
Right.
That's why we're just like trickling, because only some of you catch it the first time, right? So now I've said it 3 times in this one episode.
But you can also go into show notes and find it there.
Yeah.
Email address, click.
You can go on our website and click to email us.
Yep.
There is a link to email us.
Yes.
Do it.
So easy. We want to hear your stories. We want to hear your thoughts and your opinions.
Mm-hmm. We
If
like
you
opinions.
Don't agree, we'll still listen to those. We might not agree with them, but we will listen and read and answer you.
And we take everything in.
Some with a grain of salt, some with
seriousness.
A bag of sugar.
Right. But either way, I mean, if you say something negative, but it's true, we will adjust.
Right. Exactly.
Now, if it's just ridiculous and you're just being petty, that's different.
Yep. You know who's not petty?
Patty Salzetta. It could be confusing.
Petty Patty.
She's not.
She's not.
And she's so not petty that she made our theme music.
Yep.
Yeah.
She's very kind and giving.
That's right.
Yes. So send all that stuff in, and remember, as always, Hold My Sweet Tea is a Drunken Bee production.
Bzz.
And you guys stay safe out there. Don't let anybody into your head. And just because we're dipping doesn't mean you can't keep sipping.
Bye.